Hello guys, in today's video I'll show you our newest indicator called fat cat zones. Fat cat zones is a support and resistance like indicator. You can see the market reacts from it, gets back to the other area, reacts from it, traces back down, reacts from it, and here it got violated. So of course this indicator is no magic money machine. It will not always react from it. That would be too good to be true, and we can't give too good to be true. So how does this indicator work? It will look for pivot points. This is a pivot high and a pivot low using our settings. So look left or look right. These settings will determine the distance it will look in the past and in the future from a point to decide if it's a pivot high or a pivot low. So because it has to look inside the future, it will take this amount of bars to confirm the pivot point. So here it would have confirmed this as a pivot high exactly at this bar. So when it decides a pivot high or a pivot low, it will draw a box from this area, this, and then it will start to look for other signs of traders having their orders ready at this point. So how will it do that? It will look for some moving averages that are used a lot by traders, like 200 to 150. I've got a list of moving averages. I will not mention them all as it's a company secret, but it will use all these moving averages, and if only one is inside the box, it will still color the box like you can see over here. It will not be very bright because there is only one moving average inside this box. Each of these moving averages is rated differently. For example, a longer period moving average will brighten the box harder than a 50 period moving average. But if there's a lot of moving averages stacked inside an area, like here, the box will be very bright and the area is much stronger. Like here, got a brighter box, price got into the level, touched this line and got back up. Here we got a very strong area, multiple boxes, very bright color, and you can see how the price reacts to it and goes to the box above it and reacts back. So these are the boxes. These lines inside the boxes, these are calculated using Fibonacci retracements. These Fibonacci retracements also color the boxes just like the moving averages do, and they have their own rating of how hard to color the box. So these retracements, they use the same pivot lows and pivot highs, so it will draw a retracement straight from this area. Look how far the price has gone from this area and draw the lines. We use a 0.382, the 0.5 and the 0.618 level, as I find that these levels are most commonly used by traders and we only want to use the most high probability levels. So these are drawn inside the zones and they are only displayed when they are inside the zone, because we don't want to trade just from a Fibonacci retracement. We want to get multiple levels in the same area, and that's the basis of trading this indicator and what this indicator does. So these Fibonacci retracement levels, they all have a different color. On the left side here, you will find the color for the bullish Fibonacci retracement levels, and on the right side for the bearish. So let me explain the settings real quick. Here you can decide the look left and the look right for the pivots. You can decide the width of the box. Let me change this to 0.8. This will be double the size now. As you can see, much more bright, thicker boxes. I find these less precise, so I usually use the 0.4 or 0.5 or even lower to get more precise boxes like this. So then let's go to the Fibonacci retracement settings. You can disable fibs from lows. So when you disable this, it will no longer use the retracements from this bottom to the top. And the same, if you disable pivot highs, it will no longer draw Fibonacci retracements from the highs. Then you also have the setting Fib1 and Fib2. Fib1 is the most recent Fibonacci retracement identified by the indicator. Fib2 is a Fibonacci retracement from the past, the most recent before this one. You can also enable show entire fibs. What this do, it will no longer need to be inside the box to get displayed, so it will just show all the retracement levels the indicator finds. I find that this clutters the screen, and I usually turn this off, but that's been very helpful in testing these retracement levels when I was developing this indicator to decide if they are valid and if they are drawn correctly. But I left this setting inside the indicator because some people might find these very helpful, but I'll disable them, and they are disabled by default. I've already explained these colors, like you can decide which color to use for the fat cat zones, which color to use for the Fibonacci levels, and there you have some extra visual settings. For example, here you can adjust the brightness. If you put this to a higher number, the boxes will be much more bright, very fast. This is useful when you use, for example, an indicator like this, which takes a lot of attention, and you would not really see the zones very clearly because this one is already bright, so you could use a higher brightness setting on the fat cat zones. But I keep this at default. I usually trade this indicator on its own. Let's remove this one. And you can also decide the thickness of the Fibonacci retracement lines. If I put this to something very thick, you can see it becomes a thicker level. But that are the settings of the fat cat zones. I will be trading this indicator in the upcoming videos. And if you want access to these indicators, you have to visit our website at honestalgo.com, and have a nice day.